An Airbnb host is entangled in the ultimate renter nightmare in California. News.com has learned that a guest has been living in a home rent-free for a staggering 541 days, and a judge has ruled that the host has no legal right to evict her. The dispute began in September 2021 when Sascha Jovanovic, a dentist from Los Angeles, approved a long-term stay for Elizabeth Hirshhorn, the Los Angeles Times reports. Hirshhorn initially rented the guest house for 6 months at $105 per night, amounting to a total of $20,793. After 5 months, Jovanovic offered to put Hirshhorn up in a hotel while repairs were completed in the guest house. Hirshhorn declined both the hotel offer and an alternative to stay in Jovanovic's home. Despite this, an agreement was reached to extend her stay until April 12, 2022 as she searched for another property. By extending the lease, Airbnb was no longer involved in the arrangement. Hirshhorn ceased paying rent on April 12, and around the same time, she contacted the Department of Building and Safety to report code violations on the property. The violations identified were the lack of approval for occupancy and an unpermitted shower. Upon receiving Hirshhorn's complaint, a city official ruled that Jovanovic had to withdraw his eviction notices until he could provide proof of compliance with city codes. It turns out that the host, Jovanovic, rented out his guest house without the proper registration, leading to the property being considered non-compliant with California law. According to the Los Angeles Times, Jovanovic failed to obtain a certificate of occupancy and a permit to build a shower, making the rental illegal. Reports indicate, however, that Hirshhorn refused to grant Jovanovic access to the property, posing a challenge to his attempts to rectify the situation. Additionally, as Hirshhorn had resided in the property for over 6 months, she qualified for the protection of LA's Just Cause ordinance. This ordinance requires landlords to provide a legitimate reason for eviction or be responsible for relocation assistance payments. Additionally, the city official concluded that the property fell under LA's rent stabilization ordinance, granting Hirshhorn more extensive tenant protections, via the Daily Mail. In response, Jovanovic and his lawyer, Sebastian Rucci, filed 2 complaints against Hirshhorn, one seeking damages for unpaid rent and the other an unlawful detainer complaint for eviction. At the point when this motion had been filed, Hirshhorn had overstayed her welcome by 408 days. The landlord's lawyer also attempted to sue for negligence as Jovanovic was forbidden by his Hirshhorn from fixing issues inside the building. These efforts were met with disappointment when at the request of Hirshhorn's lawyers, a judge dismissed the case and based his decision on an inefficient basis for a lawsuit. As a result, and to the increasing disdain of Jovanovic, Hirshhorn continues staying on the property for free. "I can never go into my home and know that I'm safe when a potentially hostile person is living there. I'm thinking about it at all times," Jovanovic told the Los Angeles Times. The Daily Mail also noted that Hirshhorn was involved in a previous squatting incident in 2019. In the latter case, which involved a property in Oakland, California, the landlord felt forced to move out because of her behavior, yet Hirshhorn stayed on. Hirshhorn claimed COVID regulations were why she could remain living here, and countersued the landlords, claiming their actions had been harmful to her health and accusing them of negligence. That case was eventually resolved and Hirshhorn moved out of the property, just 1 month before she moved into Jovanovic's guest house.